Hello dears, and welcome to Mars Musings of this week. This week I want to talk about women entrepreneurship, especially because 2 days ago on Sunday we celebrated International Women's Entrepreneurship Day. And for me, it's such a deep topic that obviously speaks to my heart because I've been a woman entrepreneur on this journey myself, and I've worked with many women who are on this journey of entrepreneurship and really putting their gifts and work into the world. You might be a solopreneur, as a yoga teacher, a therapist, all the way through to running teams and running bigger ventures and even fundraising and beyond. I would say the spectrum of entrepreneurship is so wide, yet it's not being in all of our bloods or lifelines to be entrepreneurs, especially as women. As women, we are one of the first generations really super active in the economic system. So then, of course, certain traits, certain tools, certain, I would almost say like nudges are missing. And this is where I want to encourage you to move on, to really trust your inner calling. As larger corporations are crumbling at the moment, laying back, innovation is changing the playing field so much that they're even saying in 10 years, 50% of the jobs will be obsolete and it'll be completely different. We are on the ball game to be entrepreneurs more and more, and we're called to this life. And I would say there's 3 traits that really speak to me about this. And one of them is resilience. Resilience to what you're working on. And I touched upon this in my Instagram story, but resilience really to follow your path. There might be people telling you you're wrong, there's no point in that, but if you really believe it in the core within you, really in your bones, and you know that's where your purpose, your passion lies, which is the third one, passion, but we're going to get there. It's so important to follow that because so many founders and so many stories have been called crazy, there's no need for that, and yet they've pursued, and look where some of the biggest ventures have taken us in recent years. And I would almost say that agility is the next one. Agility is the second one, which is being agile in different situations, really moving with the market, moving with the interests of your customers. One big story that I recently heard was Kodak in the 1900s, which was one of the biggest companies launched because they had film. And then one of the engineers came to the board and said, guys, I've got this incredible invention to go onto digital film instead of analog, and they shushed him off and said, no, that's not a good idea, and Kodak doesn't exist anymore, and there's so much progress that's been made since. And so the idea of agility is really staying in tune with the market, staying in tune with your customers' needs, and really adapting your services and products to what is going on. And I think that's really important, especially as you're starting out as an entrepreneur, to really light on your feet and able to really adjust, twist, and turn at any moment in time and adapt. And the final one that I really deeply believe in is passion. It's your passion for the topic you're talking about. It's your passion for what you're putting into the world that's obviously often aligned with your purpose. Purpose and passion for me come very closely hand in hand because that's where the drive comes from, your motivation, that fire that leads you beyond your limits, and that really allows you to show up and to share that work with the world. And so with this message on Mars Musings today, but also with Women's Entrepreneurship Day, I want to encourage more and more of you to believe in yourselves. Even if that means keeping a steady job and dedicating half a day of your time or a little, an hour here or there to really allow that to come in, to make that space for your idea to be seen, heard, and really just amplified, and get in touch with the community, connect to other women, inspire each other. A lot of times when we break out of that 9 to 5, when we break out of that box, it's really scary. And people who are there might tell you don't do it out of their own fears. Many people fail. The statistics are like, 80% of the companies don't make it. I know that. But at the same time, if you've got that itching drive, do it now. Especially when you're young, because when you're older, it's going to be harder when you've got a mortgage and family, even though, of course, it's never too late and there's always opportunity. But when you're young, if you've got that calling in you, I hope, if anything, this might be a message for you to trust yourself, to step on that path, and to really let your gifts shine into the world, because the world is needing it right now. The world is needing each of us in our purpose, in our element, and I hope that this inspires you just a little bit on your journey of entrepreneurship, which can be anything. from singing to teaching yoga, to masseuse, to whatever your gifts spring to opening up your own agency, to design, to creativity, to getting fundraising, putting a team together. There's a huge spectrum out there. And so I'm just inviting you as a woman to feel that power, to know there are women out there cheering you on, and to at least take this maybe as a little message or nudge to walk in that path. If that resonates with you, please reply. I'd love to hear from you, and let's just keep cheering each other on as women on this journey of entrepreneurship.